Hey everybody, welcome to a. Oh, I'll I'll be right back. I need to clean something up real quick. Whoa. So for the next minute or two, you guys might be having some dead air. I'll be right back. So hold that on. Hold on just a sec, guys. We should be okay. So this is episode 20. This is episode 24 of Big Time Reality TV. My name is Andrew Kirk. You guys can find me on Twitter at CCA and the blog is, well, I got two blogs now, but the first blog, the one that I cover reality TV on, is bigtimerealitytv.blogspot.com. Hopefully you guys enjoying your Saturday afternoon. I haven't been on in so freaking long, so I just want to break it all down. I have so many shows that I've been watching this spring that I wish I had time to cover, and two, I wish I can have some people to interview, but it's a little more difficult with CBS shows compared to MTV. But anyways, now I'm going to try and break down as many shows as I can in the next 40, 50 minutes. So if you guys want to join in the conversation, just tweet me at CCA Kirk. So I guess we can start with the singing shows. American Idol. I like some of the contestants this season. I'm a big fan of Jax. Big fan of Nick. Was a big fan of Tiana, but it sucks. I'm really having a hard time following it because the one day I get that they were kind of sick of the whole results show and Ryan dragging it out, but the whole 1 day a week thing is not something that I'm digging. I feel like it's just like when they perform every week ever since they've been into the live shows, they haven't had somebody. They don't know who's moving on and who's not, so they find out that night. They already have a song prepared. They already probably met with the mentor of the season, Scott Borchetta, and rehearse that song, and they don't even know they're going to perform the song. So it's like it's kind of hard to watch because I mean they don't even know when they're performing, and it's like I want to know that week who's going to win, and it's just like it's kind of hard to follow now. And we're down to the final four in that season. I've tried to watch week. I've watched some episodes here, some episodes there. I haven't had a chance to catch the last episode. I know Ray Vaughn went home, so we're down to Nick, Clark, and Jax. Three very well-deserving artists. I feel like if any of them win, I want Jax to win, but I feel like if any of them win, maybe they can get American Idol out of the slump that they've had for 2 seasons now, where unfortunately Candace Gulliver and Caleb Johnson, they haven't done well as far as records go. I know Candace said on the show a couple weeks ago that she's gonna have her second album, but last year Caleb Johnson wins, which I was thinking like, okay, why did he win over a girl who basically has been owning it on stage every week in Gina Irene? It was kind of confusing, but I think if any of them win, I'm gonna go to Ella. Who I think needs to win the most? I think it's Nick. I feel like if Nick doesn't win, I feel like he'll come out with albums, but I feel like if he wins, I feel like this could catapult him up to being a superstar. I think no matter what happens, I think Jax doesn't need it. I feel like Jax will be successful no matter what place she gets out of these three. And Clark, I feel like Clark doesn't need it either because Clark, I feel like knows what he wants to do as an artist, as does Nick. But I feel like Nick could benefit the best from winning American Idol season. I don't remember, season 14. Wow. Yeah. So it's like I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know if the show's been renewed yet for a new season. I wish they would go back to. I mean, even if they didn't do the whole, go back to a whole 290 with that, but why don't they just do the results the first break? I mean, they had the show on for 2 hours anyway, so why don't they just do the results right away and be like how they used to do it, where Ryan finds the bottom three, and we find out who goes home out of those three. And the one thing that I didn't like from American Idol season, it works for The Voice, but it does not work for Idol, is the Twitter save. I feel like the Twitter save, I don't want to say killed Idol, but it was definitely, I don't think it worked. I mean, Ray Vaughn won it 4 weeks in a row, and he deserved it, but I don't think, if Idol comes back next season, I don't think they should do the Twitter save. I mean, the person who's in last place is in last place for a reason, because he got the least amount of votes. Whether it was Ray Vaughn or whether it was the other person that went home that week, I feel like the person who has the least number of votes should go home. Whereas The Voice, which I guess I'll get into next, you have the bottom three, but two people go home each week. So I mean, if you want to have three people fight it out, I mean, I feel like that's fine, I guess. So I hope that goes away. But like I said, I want Jax to win, but I think Nick needs it the most. But anyways, moving on to The Voice. We're down to 5. I think it's the semifinals this week. We got on Team Christina, we got India Carney, who ended up beating Stephanie Nicole. That should have been the bottom 2. I'm sorry. It should have been. Josh has been picking it up the past couple weeks. I guess Josh was fine. It should have been Josh and one of the two from Christina, I think, because either Josh or Corinne. I like Corinne. I bought a couple of her songs on iTunes, but I don't know. So yeah, you got India on Team Christina. You got Megan Lindsay on Team Blake, who's been picking it up the past couple of weeks. I got to give it to her. I feel like she's in the driver's seat to give Blake her 5th title. There's definitely a good chance. Pharrell has Sawyer Fredericks. I like Sawyer as an artist, but do I want him to win? I don't know. I feel like he'd be fine with, just like how I said with American Idol, with Clark and Jax. Jax and Clark. I don't feel like he needs it. I feel like he's going to be good no matter what, if he wins or not. I know Christina Grimm. I think Christina Grimm is doing pretty well. And I know from last season, Mac McAndrew and Chris Jameson both got signed, and they didn't even win. And from what I hear, Craig unfortunately got dropped from the label that he signed to after he won The Voice. I'm very disappointed about that. That sucks, because I was definitely a big CWB fan. I mean, what can you do though? So Adam has Josh Davis. He's been picking it up the past couple weeks, so I'll give him that. But I don't see him winning. Unless his demographic is mainly older people. And if they vote for him, download his song, I feel like he can do it. Other artists on Pharrell's team is Corinne Hawthorne. I was surprised back when the Voice Live playoffs were there. It was between Corinne, Lowell, and Caitlin, the one who sang with Christina Lamar in the distance. For those of you guys who don't remember, who sang with Christina after she picked Pharrell. Christina didn't have a spot left, so she picked Pharrell, and she sang with Christina after. I thought he was going to pick one of the other two, and thankfully he's a coach and I'm not, because past couple weeks, especially with the Ed Sheeran song. I see that, yeah, Ed Sheeran, Make It Rain. She's been incredible. I mean, she could definitely pull off a win where we don't see it. I mean, season 6, everybody was saying it was Christina Griffin or Jake Worthington, but Josh Kaufman pulled off. So I can definitely see somebody like Corinne winning it. It's definitely not out of the question. Yeah. So we'll see what happens with that. I feel like this is a good top 5. I like Blake Shelton. I like Adam Levine, but I want somebody else to win. I would love to see Christina win because I feel like she's the best female coach out of the 3 that they've had between her, Gwen, and Shakira. I remember the beginning of the season when they announced Christina was coming back. People were like, "Oh, they need to bring Gwen back." I feel like Gwen's a good coach, but Christina is the only female coach to bring somebody to the finals. She didn't do it on season 3, but she did it on season 5 with Jackie Lee. So, and I feel like she can do it again. I mean, I don't know if they're going to do final 3, final 4, if they're going to bring back everybody next week for the wild card, or what they're going to do. But I feel like she can do it again. I feel like she can take something to the final and potentially win. Pharrell has 2 artists left, so I mean he has a chance. He has a 2 in 5 chance, where the other ones have a 1 in 5 chance. So it might be Pharrell Williams winning the season. I wouldn't be opposed to that one bit. So as far as who I think is gonna win, I want it to be either Megan or Corinne. I feel like who I think it's gonna be. I feel like it's gonna be either Sawyer or Megan. Megan or Corinne are my 2 favorites. I feel like the 2 that are in line to win it are either Megan or Sawyer. So we'll see what happens with that. Moving on to a show that I follow as it goes along, as the videos get posted on YouTube. I just got into Big Brother last summer, and Canada has their own version of Big Brother. They're in their 3rd season. I'm just gonna get right to it. As far as their past week, I just watched it today. They had not a double eviction, but a triple eviction. 3 people went home. I'm gonna pull up the wiki page right now, really quick. Okay. Let me go. See, they had a triple eviction this past week, which is unheard of. I really hope that, and I don't think they will, but I really hope that Big Brother 17 doesn't do something like this, because I feel like, I mean, yeah, it would make great TV, and some of the stuff that happened on that episode was crazy. I don't think it would be something that I'd want. But hey, I'm not CBS, I'm not House, I'm not Robin Cass. So we go into this double eviction. So let me tell you the people's names who are left. The triple eviction. Let me tell you the names who are left as of this eviction. You got Ashley. You got Brittany. If you guys don't, if you guys want, just search on YouTube BB Cam 3 in the episodes. The screen's like cut in half to like something, but it's better than nothing in my opinion. So, but anyways, Bruno, who I'm a big fan of, Godfrey, he's been hilarious the past couple weeks. Pilar, Sarah, Zach, Kevin, Willow, and Bobby were the remaining ones. So they brought somebody back in like week 4 or 5, and I know they have like 3 weeks left, I think. So they are not sure if it's going to be like a final three like Survivor does, or if Canada's going to get a vote, or what's going to happen. Yeah, they're in a week 8 right now, which we have 3 more. Three more HOHs. I mean, there has to be like another maybe instant eviction. I don't like the instant eviction. I think that sucks. But so yeah, the regular vote, Bobby went home. Bobby was somebody who reminded me a lot of Caleb from last season, from Big Brother 16. Good at comps, but really was clueless when it came to the game. He ended up going home in a 9-0 vote. I think it was 9-0. It was either, I think it was, maybe it was 7-0. Let me go down that list. Wow. I just read something about the twist, which I will get into in a minute. This twist is going to change it up. We have after that regular eviction, it was a triple eviction. They did like a quiz thing about stuff that happened during the season. Brittany, who I've liked and I've disliked, she ended up pulling off a good backdoor in week 3, per rank started day 15, in getting one of the guys from the alliance called the Chop Shop. She ended up winning HOH. She had to put up 3 people on the block, and she definitely did the right thing by putting all these 3 up: Kevin, Pilar, and Zach. Veto competition, Bruno wins it, and Bruno, he just lost his biggest ally, in Bobby. He was out of breath when Arissa Cox, who's the host of Big Brother Canada, was like, "Okay, Bruno, we need your answer. Who are you going to use the veto or not?" And I saw this on the wiki page before I watched the episode today. He uses it on Kevin. I was like, okay, that's a dumb thing to do, because Zach, excuse me, that's a dumb thing to do because Zach probably won't work with you. But depending on how the next 2 episodes go, I definitely want to see the fallout about that, to see why he used it on Zach, because there probably was something behind it. I mean, Bruno doesn't have anybody now that Bobby's gone. Greg left way earlier in the season. He was aligned with Zach, but Zach ended up making it his own alliance. I didn't want to say what the name of the alliance is. It's so lame. But he uses it on Zach, which shocks everybody. Brittany puts up Willow on the block, and they vote to who to save. And Pilar ended up getting 3 of the 5 votes to stay. So we're down to, let me see here. I'm not going to say who wins HOH because that hasn't happened yet. And I'm not Rob Has a Podcast, so I'm not a live feed correspondent. But anyway, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're down to the final 7. So who do I think will take Big Brother Canada 3? I don't think Bruno. I think earlier I thought it was going to be Bruno. I felt like Bruno was in a good spot, but now I don't really know. Zach is a big target. Somebody could try to get him out, whether it be a backdoor. And I have a feeling with the twist, I'll tell you guys about the twist. I'm not going to say who has it yet, because I don't think they've mentioned that on the show. Canada got to vote for the house guests who were have-nots, and the have-nots got to compete for who wins the secret power veto. It's like if you guys watched Big Brother 12, Matt Hoffman won the diamond power veto, and right before the eviction, he pulled himself off the block and put I don't even remember the girl's name on Kelly, I think it was. She could put her on the block, which and from reading on Twitter, it's kind of like the coup d'etat, where you can take one or both nominations off. And I'm not gonna say who it is, but based on who wins that Secret Power veto, the house is gonna shake up, and the person who won HOH is going to be screwed for the following week. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. So far, for who I think is going to win, I feel like I don't know. I think it's Sarah's to lose. She's playing a good game. She hasn't won HOH yet, but I feel like her the way she's been aligned with some people like Brittany, like Willow, until Willow got voted out. I feel like I feel like Sarah's in the best spot right now. But anyways, moving on to Amazing Race. I'm just gonna talk quickly about that. They're down to the final 4 teams. Nobody was eliminated last night, as predicted, as thought. They are gonna do a final 4, which I'm glad they did. The three of the teams are blind date couples. So you got Haley and Blair. Haley makes great TV. If you guys haven't watched it, you guys should, because Haley's crazy, but good crazy. You got Jaylani and Jenny, who ended up winning the first leg way back when. And then you got Laura and Tyler, who have been very consistent throughout the season. Then you got Mike and Rochelle, the underdog team. Will we see something like the Scientists? I hope so. I like that they keep trying as hard as they can. I want them to win, but I feel like it's going to be one of the 3 blind date teams. I can't give you an exact team who I think is going to win, because it's very unpredictable about what's going to happen. But anyways, Survivor Worlds apart, we are down to the final 6. So I'm looking forward to it. And they announced at the end of the episode on Wednesday night that the next season of Survivor is going to be an all returnee season, and you guys can go to cbs.com, sign in with your Facebook, Twitter. I think Google Plus is an option. Yeah, Google Plus. And you guys can vote for some people. I'm not going to say who exactly I'm going to vote for, but I'm going to say who. And just to throw it out there, the first season that I watched live, from start to finish, I watched a little bit of Survivor 28, the one that Tony won. But I've watched season 29 and 30 from start to finish live. So I don't know all these people, but I know from watching Rob's podcast and watching some of the seasons that I've watched on Hulu, as well as iTunes, I know some of them. So ones that I hope come back, I'm gonna throw a couple names out there. I feel like Spencer from season 28, he ended up being 4th place. I feel like he's going to come back. I would love to see Jeremy come back from last season. He got screwed at final 9 or final 10. I don't remember which. And last but not least, Stephen Fishback. I would love to see Stephen Fishback back. He is a co-host of Rob Cesternino's Survivor Know-It-All. So it'll be a lot of fun to see who gets voted in on finale night, May 20th. As far for who wins Survivor 30, let's go, Mike. I hope you take it, bro. It's either going to be Mike or Carolyn, and if it's not one of those two, between Rodney, Will, Dan, and Sierra. I know my buddy Bus Driver's Route does a blog. The Bus Driver's Route, Brian Cohn, he has a blog where he ranks the winners. I feel like if it's one of those 4, he's gonna rank very low, probably like maybe low 20s. I don't think they beat him. If it's Dan or Willie, it could probably be one of the worst winners in his mind, I think. But with that being said, wow, I got through all the shows in about 30 minutes, so that's even better. All right, guys. I will try to. I know I promised a good buddy of mine, DC, and in DC, if you're watching this, if you can update your blog, update update the post that you wanted me to answer the questions for after the Survivor season. I promise you, after the Survivor season is over, I'll answer all the questions regarding World Skeletons, the challenge. I don't remember what other questions he had on there, but I promise you, if you update it after Survivor, I will have an episode where I bring on Morgan or Ashley or something, and we will answer the questions. All right, guys. Follow me on Twitter at CSUAKurt, blog BigTimeRealityTV.blogspot.com. Gonna give you guys a little teaser about what I'm thinking about doing. Well, I posted something about a preview. I'm going to go back in time. I'm graduating college in about less than 3 weeks now. So I'm going to go back in time to 2008, the year I graduated high school, and talk about some of the shows that were on during that time. Real World was Real to Hollywood. I really wasn't a big fan of that season, but I'll definitely talk about stuff why I wasn't a big fan of that season. The Challenge had Gauntlet 3 and The Island. I love The Island. A lot of people didn't, but hey, what can you do? I wasn't into Big Brother and Survivor back then, but I have watched some of the seasons that have aired in that year, so I'll talk about both of those. Talk about Idol. The Voice wasn't on back then, or either one wasn't on back then. But we will definitely keep tabs on my blog, BigTimeRealityTV.blogspot.com. I'll see you guys later.